Everybody has a right to say what they support and what they don't support. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that our country, Kenya, has been rocked recently by different politically charged conversations and situations. And everybody has their own opinion and everybody has their own reason why they support what they support or what they don't support. And today we just have to discuss how to handle yourself, professionally in a politically charged situation. Hi everyone, my name is Violet Tongwa. Welcome to the Career Cruise podcast, where we discuss our lives in regards to our careers and where that could go, the good, the bad, the ugly, the funny, and the fumbles. Lean back, sit with me, and let's talk about how to, manage ourselves, and even as entrepreneurs and as professionals, in times like this. And I don't think it will be the last of the times. And no matter which country you go to, but it's just good to be armed and just have the knowledge, and even just know how you can manage yourself, because you definitely have to stand up for something. Here on Career Cruise Podcast, we don't tell you to keep quiet or to be docile or to be nonchalant, but we're just asking you to be involved in a way that is smart and that will help you to grow even and learn from all the situations you come across. So that's it for today. That's all we're going to discuss today. Remember to tell a friend, share this podcast so that more people can learn. And give me your ideas also, discuss with us. Remember, guys, you've not been sending emails lately. Please email me at careercruisepod@gmail.com. Feel free to also send your inboxes on the Instagram page or on the TikTok, or even leave your comments on the YouTube page, and that's okay. I really want to hear from you what you've been doing and how you're managing yourselves, wherever you are, whether at school, at work, in your business, and even in the government offices that you work in. I want to hear everything you're doing to sort of like navigate through this time. I know we'll get through it, but we want to get through it all in one piece, at least in a good piece of ourselves. So welcome, and thank you for coming today. One of the things I can say, of course, it's essential that we don't go around rattling people, that we don't go about looking for arguments and looking to charge situations. Try and be neutral. Doesn't mean you don't have an opinion, but don't be the one who, when you come into a situation, you're rattling people. Don't be the one who, when you come and find people talking, you're trying to sway the topic towards the political moment of the day. People are discussing football, let it be. Who are discussing beauty or something they learned in church, let it be. Don't be the one who comes there and rattles them and tells them, why are you not talking about this? Because maybe they're just trying to take a rest from that heavy topic, and they're trying to distract themselves for the moment with something else that is, let's talk about knitting, let's talk about the Olympics, I don't know, something. So try and be neutral in that sense, because you know what is tomorrow, okay? So today, this will be the topic and we're all charged about it, but there's more, there's more things that are happening. And yes, we do not say that politics doesn't touch our lives. Politics does touch literally all areas of our lives, even from the soap that you bathe with, but you cannot afford to make it the be-all, end-all of all conversations that you come across. Something else I'd say about, that staying neutral, just to help you prevent conflicts, because maybe there are people who, they're normally calm, and I think I've seen such people, they're normally calm. But then now when such topics come up and they're so rattled, that's now when you start seeing the other side of them. So I'm not keen on you getting, into a fight or a beef because you went and brought up a topic and rattled people out of nowhere. So let people be. Keep the peace, so long as no one is preventing you from holding your opinion, you just keep the peace, do what you're going to do where you are, and just leave people as peacefully as you found them. And tomorrow is coming. There's always another day to fight, another day to bring up important conversation. I'd say there are things that you can also respect people's opinions, just acknowledge that your colleagues, and especially at work, acknowledge that your colleagues have different views, and you may not always agree with those views, by the way. Remember, every election cycle, we're having views upon views. There's always a time to have different views about anything. And some people's views can be rather crazy, and you just feel like you want to sit them in a lecture and tell them why this, why the other. But you're working in the same office. All of you are there to, earn money to maintain your families. You're there to earn money to build on your career. Maybe you're going to school already, you're paying for your master's. I don't know what you do with your money, but you're there, you're at your workplace for a reason. So yeah, just respect people's opinions, acknowledge them. You don't have to agree with them. You may entertain them for a bit, but please don't lose yourself in trying to convert people. Just do your job and go home. You'll be less wounded that way. The other thing I'd say is that you can listen actively. If political discussions arise, and they will. You don't even have to be the one to bring them up. They always will. They might arise in the WhatsApp group for the company. They might arise when you guys are having lunch. They might arise in the boardroom or you're setting up for a meeting. So long as you're in the workplace and you're working with other people, obviously this conversation, even in a Zoom call, like someone say, hey, what do you think about, what the millennials and the Gen Z are doing out there? There's always going to be something. Well, what do you think about this political party? What do you think about this politician and what they said? There's always going to be a conversation coming up. So when that comes up, we learned earlier in the earlier episodes, just listen calmly. You don't have to interrupt. You don't have to interject. You don't have to swing in there like a wrecking ball with your own opinion that is so forceful. Yeah, just listen actively. You can, not add fuel to the fire. So then you stay focused on what brought you to the office, okay? Yeah, I want you to keep your job, Yeah, so demonstrate a bit of understanding, and you'll find that this helps to diffuse the tension. Because these topics, when they come up, there's always, how in the Bible they say goodness and mercy. Now it looks like when you talk about politics, they go with tension. So it's always politics and tension. So when you're demonstrating understanding, then the tension can be diffused, because the conversations will always happen. You can't prevent them. They happen everywhere, at parties, even in places you can't expect, even in church. So just be the one to sort of like diffuse tension, not to make people like not talk what they want to talk, but don't fuel those fires. Don't stoke the fire. Yeah. What do we say in Kiswahili? Usichoche. Yes. The other thing I'd say is that you're at work. So remember to set boundaries and maintain those boundaries. So when people bring up such topics, and they're so easy to dive into, it's like, hey, you want to go for the next line after that. Try to steer the conversation back to work. Where are we on this project? In a polite way and polite and firm, so that if you're in a meeting, you don't waste half the meeting discussing things that are, outside the office or outside what the project that you're all working on or what you're working towards. Bring the conversation back to, keep the main thing, and not to shut people down, but just be like, hey, okay, we go back to that, but let's sort this one out fast. Where are we on this? How far are we? Are we able to deliver for our clients, or things like that? So then you sort of like a peacemaker without necessarily being labeled the peacemaker. So again, remember, some of these conversations are so charged, you actually get a slight headache at the thoughts. And then when the conversation starts, you even start getting a bigger headache, and you kind of want people's pressures to, they're saying now, class, is the pressure increasing or decreasing? You be the one to keep the pressure low, okay? Like just let off the pressure a little bit, but not, going heavy on those conversations. And I'm saying this because I love being in those debates, but I also know that people come out of there with, we had a temperature to measure, a device to measure the temperatures. Guys are going upwards of 40 by just discussing politics. So we can say at work, let's keep these conversations work related, that way. And again, remember we have office politics, so it gives less ammo to people to use against you in future. Sorry guys, you kind of have to work wisely, and remember that after that political debate, there's still work to be done. There's still promotions to go for, so you don't want to let people feel like you can't be trusted, you're always charged, and you can easily be, you're always angry or whatever. Carry yourself well and keep everything work related, because you have kick that ball further down the road as much as you can. The other thing I'd say is that, please stay informed, okay? So that even as these discussions are happening, you are aware of what the facts are. Sometimes we argue and it's not even based on facts, and we just want to talk for the sake, So make sure that, you are informed, you're aware, and even check I think we have is it a handbook? Like the book that has regulations for every company and the guidelines, just see where these discussions fall so that you're not contravening and giving people room to fire you or to reprimand you or suspend you. So yeah, just have those facts so that you can take care of yourself also. Remember, you're in the workplace and you're supposed to conduct yourself professionally. Yeah. Then the other thing I'd say is that please lead by example. Yeah, lead by example. What do you want to see? How do you want the people to conduct themselves at the office? And you may not tell people, yeah, guys, let's do this or do the other, So be the one. You may tell people, let's keep this work related, but then talk is cheap. Are you yourself doing it? Are you yourself showing people how to keep things work related? Are you yourself showing people how to stay professional? So if you lead by example, you kind of find that you have 2, 3, 4 people starting to do exactly what you're doing, and then the situation is calm. Please, after work, go and debate. Like, debate your heads off. But so long as you're in the work environment, do what you need to be doing. Can you imagine a doctor trying to inject you and they're busy discussing, politically charged topics? They might get the wrong vein, guys. You might get the wrong, do the wrong thing. Yeah, so lead by example, maintain a positive attitude, and yeah, just focus on what brought you to the office. Not to turn a blind eye, not to hide your head in the sand, but in that context, do what needs to be done. The other thing I'd say is that it's important to find common ground, or rather to seek common ground. Find topics or conversations that seek to unify rather than divide people. Maybe there's a small project you guys are doing for one of you. Most workplaces have like welfare projects. Maybe somebody had a baby, you guys need to go and plan that, or somebody's graduating. Find things that seek to unify rather than divide the group. Yeah, and let's go of any supremacies for that moment, and just all work together, steer together in one accord towards more calmer waters, especially in these times. We just need to feel like we're in safe environments. You go out there, it's not safe. Surely you can't come to work and then it's also unsafe. So make this workspace professionally enough and also like a safe space for everybody. Yeah, by looking for, common grounds, and even just focus on team achievements, what have we done? What can we do? Things that just bring you together rather than push you apart. So that's what you can say. It's important to communicate clearly, address the tension. Again, like I said just a bit earlier, don't turn a blind eye. Don't act like it's not happening. Elephant in the room, address the elephant in the room. Like, talk about it. Let someone in leadership talk about it, and address how we're gonna, how we're going to talk about to navigate this situation in this company as we go forward. So then you don't feel like it's illegal to have these discussions, but at the same time they're not taking preeminence. They're not the guiding factor for everything, because again, there's still work to be done, there's productivity to achieve, and there's a balance to be struck. It's a delicate balance because everything is pegged on or dependent on the political outcomes. When we're in school, we learned about factors that affect business environments, and work environments. And of course, political stability was one of the factors. But now we realize how it is such a heavy factor given the recent events. So yeah, we're not acting like that's not happening. It's happening and it's real. But then we have our day-to-day to tend to. So let's address the elephant in the room, and then now find a balance and see how to navigate around it. Because yeah, we need each other and we need to be doing things and still growing ourselves in the midst of it all. I definitely say it's important to manage stress, depending on which side of the divide you are, whether it's during election times, whatever. Just find ways to manage your stress. Take a break, do things that help you to decompress. So then you're not, projecting or rather releasing your stress on innocent bystanders or innocent people within your environment, So, because you just definitely need to, even just be mindful, meditate, see a therapist if you can, so that you maintain a balanced perspective of everything. And then once you're maintaining your mindfulness, you are, you're managing your stress, then it's easier for you to go through. Because remember, even after elections, there's winners, there's losers, and there's whole camps that are affected. Maybe you thought your candidate will win, and you're like, if my candidate wins, this is what it would mean for me. And I don't know what you're thinking of, what your dreams are. Another person, their candidate wins and they didn't think they would win, so now their lives are changing. It's stressful. Whether it's negative stress or positive stress, it's still stressful. So you need to find a way to manage it so that you don't have too much collateral damage in your life as a result. In cases where the political tensions in the office can be a lot, please refer to HR, consult the HR. Is the reason why the human capital manager is, the people and culture manager is there. Talk to them and just ask them to come in, step in and find a way for people to to sort of like be guided, so then there's, you have ways to proceed. Some of these discussions can lead to harassment, to harm, to literal fights, like proper fist fights, and maybe even some people are using it to settle scores or to pick fights, or I've been wanting to fight this person, I have the chance. So anything could be happening as a result. So let HR come in and guide people how to proceed, so that everyone is taken care of and protected regardless of their opinions. So I feel like if you follow these guidelines, you'll be able to manage yourself professionally, even no matter the times, because from this we're going to another. It's always going to be something that we are on the opposite ends about, and it definitely behooves us to be equipped and also to equip others, so that then we're not lost in the source and we come out on the other side as wholesome as possible. It's important to just maintain your integrity, your reputation. And I can even just think of now entrepreneurs. Okay, so you're an entrepreneur, you have this big opinion on whether you oppose something or you're proposing it or you're standing for it. That definitely comes to affect you. Unlike the professional who's employed, that one still has a salary they can depend on them, that sort of taken care of financially. But as an entrepreneur, your opinion affects your bag directly. People either want to patronize your business or run away from your business, depending on where you stood with matters when voices were being heard. Where was your voice heard? Which side was your voice being heard in? So which camp? All that will really, really affect your financial bag, because people will be like, that entrepreneur, we're not taking their services, or what they're saying now, people will salimia you. So salimia is basically people calling you and letting you know they're not happy with you. Or if your business is on, say, Google, they'll definitely do reviews, negative reviews against you. And of course, you should not operate in fear. I'm not asking you to operate in fear, but what I'm saying is that your opinions definitely matter. What you support matters, and just be aware that it will affect your business and your growth, positively or negatively, okay, for good or for bad. What I'd say to entrepreneurs, fellow entrepreneurs, please just focus on your mission. What is it that you're doing for your audiences, your market, your customers, your stakeholders, your investors? What is it you're doing? So focus on that. Keep the main thing. I can't reiterate that enough. So ensure that your actions are communicating what your values are, and they have to be in line. So you can't be here, trying to sidestep, trying to, try your luck there, try your luck in this company. No. Just be a focused person, be a focused entrepreneur. And just make everything to align with your values and objectives. And the other thing I'd say as an entrepreneur, just like the professionals, like even more than the professionals, you have to carry yourself in such a way that everything is above board, so that means that you're avoiding engaging in political debates. You could be debating with someone and they're like, I don't want to write a check, but now I'm write the check, So you really have to be wise like a serpent and calm as a dove. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of it. Like how you carry yourself out as an entrepreneur. Wise and calm. Simple. Okay? Yeah. So then you're not just focus on providing value to your customers. Like I don't know. So just focus on providing value to your customers. The other thing I'd say is that you understand your audience, you understand your customers. Some people will come to your shop or your business and they really state their preferences and all that, and it's okay. Just be careful not to start debating them or engaging them in ways that now your office or your shop becomes a a stadium for a town hall. Don't make it a town hall. You just be aware that people are having their own opinions, and for better or for worse, those are their opinions. So for you as an entrepreneur, just be mindful that whatever affiliations you bring out will determine how your business operates, so don't endanger yourself by your own mouth. Like the power of the tongue is real. It's real. Okay. Yeah. Just know that everything you say, your statements, your affiliations, it will impact your business and even your brand perception. Okay. The other thing I'd say again, stay up to date with what's happening, especially as a business person. Stay up to date. It's so important that you know what's happening, so that if let's say your shop is in a place where, and I'm saying your shop meaning, and this includes where your business is operating from, physically, digitally, so then you know how to put out your messaging. You don't want to go around inflaming people or hurting people or looking so disengaged and so disassociated that you literally could be operating in a vacuum or in some utopia. So stay informed, stay engaged in a way that shows you're a responsible citizen. If you have your workers, do your best to not put them in danger at any one time by maybe asking them to open the business on a day or especially in a place where there's a lot of action physically, like maybe demonstrations or political campaigns. So just take care of your people, take care of your brand as well. Yeah, by being informed and fully aware of what's happening in the environment. This is not time for you to bury your head in the sand. The other thing I'd say is that, of course, you communicate wisely, okay? Be transparent about your stance as far as you can, but, also emphasize your commitment to respecting other people, to being inclusive, because there's a space for everyone. This time, I may not like this thing. Next time, I will like it. So does that mean there's no space for me at all? So you have to show inclusivity, be committed to inclusivity and respecting other people's opinions. So that then as a brand, your brand is not a battle axe for fighting all manner of wars. No. You're here to run your business. But of course, as an individual, you have your own opinions, and there's ways to communicate what your opinion is without necessarily gunning for a fight. Of course, you'll have to engage and entertain diverse opinions. It may be a bit uncomfortable, especially if it's something that you're not used to. But you just show that you're respectful of others and even willing to collaborate with people, even if what they're standing for is not necessarily the best thing in that moment. But find ways to make sure that you're not isolating yourself as a business. Because remember, everything we do is in collaboration with others. We're not competing, we are co-operating. So there's a lot of life to be lived outside whatever our political opinions are. And the journey to building Rome is a brick a day, and it has to be done. We still have to build ourselves, we still have to build our businesses, we have to grow our careers, and that can be done in a day. So, and you also know it can be done in a vacuum. We need other people. So yeah, so you can't just go fighting with everybody. You need people. The other thing I'd say is that, be consistent as an entrepreneur. Make sure that your actions and your messages same. Just like the professional, the career people, the professionals who are in an employed situation. Yeah. The other thing also, and especially as a brand, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, you need to be ready for backlash, because whatever you stand for, there's backlash that is attached to it. Okay, when you're standing for good things, there's backlash. When you're standing for bad things, there's backlash. But just know backlash is an equal opportunity player. The moment you take any opinion, there's backlash that comes with it. That's guaranteed. They are twins. They never leave each other. So yeah, how do you prepare for backlash? So be informed. Of course, you've done your research. You know why you're agreeing with what you're agreeing. You know why you're opposing what you're opposing, and that's fine. And also be prepared with answers for the naysayers, the people who come to ask you, wow, could you, So they also need answers, like, why would you, as a brand, stand with this or not stand with this? So make sure you have answers for them, and satisfactory answers. If you have research to back it up, the better. But yeah, please be prepared for backlash, and you can't afford to be thin-skinned. Don't let every opinion sway you. I mean, tomorrow is coming. This noise is now, but you've stood for yourself as principally as you can. So another wave will come, and it might not even be about you. So don't worry about that. But just, you have to, have a plan in place to address feedback, and especially the negative feedback, constructively. You're a brand, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business person. Engage in community building. Yeah. So build strong relationships with your community. Engage in positive initiatives, such things. They also help you to prepare for backlash in advance, So if you've been seen helping people, if you're seen standing up for people, if you're contributing to causes, whether anonymously or not, these things just garner you a lot of goodwill. So that even when you stand up for something and not everybody's agreeing with you, so long as it's not evil that you're standing up for or standing up with, you sort of like push on them. The backlash will not whip you as badly as it should have if you're just there, not even participating in what the community is about. Whether you started doing it a long time ago or just recently. But yeah, just engage in community building at any one time, So it's actually the greater good that comes to save you. Yeah. Again, lead by example. You are running your company, you have employees, you have stakeholders, you have suppliers, you have customers. Lead by example. So the same way someone in the office would be like, what are we here for? Let's focus on the work that brought us here. Even you as a boss, as a leader, as a manager of your brand, be also down to lead by example. So we can't just, come to get our hair done at your salon and that's all we're here. We came to escape the vagaries of life, not to get into it some more. So lead by example, focus on positivity as far as you can. You have no control of what's happening out there. You've only done your part and that's what you can do. So the rest of the time, lead by example in your environment. Okay, yeah. The other thing I'd say is even in the ancient days, imagine like in the days of the gladiators, the Romans, politics was always being discussed. And our world is literally run by politics, Monday to Monday, end to end. So there'll never be an end to political debates. Don't shy away from political debates. Don't run away from actually knowing what's happening in your country or in a continent or in the world. Just connecting dots, seeing, following the trail of things. It's good for you to be aware, to be woke. I definitely encourage that. But I'd say that remember you're one person, and while you can make a big difference, you cannot stop your life in your own tracks. So give yourself a chance to live and to live the fullest that you can. So don't let political debates carry you away to the point that you sort of lose your way and you lose focus on what you want to do for yourself. So we shall discuss the political points. It will be like walking and chewing gum. We will multitask, but we will not be dissuaded or derailed from the path that we need to be taking. I encourage you to be an active citizen. I encourage you to know what's happening around you. Please don't bury your head under the sand. It's not It's not a good look. It's not a mature look. But I also encourage you not to be so fanatical that you can't hold a thought that is not peppered by politics. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say about how to navigate and manage yourself in these politically charged times. Share with me what your thoughts are. Yeah, let's discuss some more, but let's not fight. See you soon. Bye bye.